Welcome to the REALL Academy, brought to you each Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time by the
Systems DoctHers,
Dr. Sheka Houston and Dr. Tammy Taylor, best-selling authors, consultants, and speakers of Create and Educate LLC. Create and Educate LLC is an educational consultant and literary firm that provides professional development to schools and community. Their goal is to transform organizations with the REALL Resilient framework used to increase their school report card grades 2 and 3 grade levels in 1 year. REALL stands for Respect, Excellence, Accountability, Literacy, and Leadership. This framework is used to coach leaders and teachers and build student efficacy while putting systems in place that aligns the work of the school improvement, making the process manageable. When the work is manageable, teachers and leaders don't stress out or burn out.
the Systems Doctor.
Alignment systems are designed to help schools evolve and grow, all while instituting protocols and processes designed to promote collaboration and collegiality. The implementation of the alignment framework prevents some of the most common problems in education, where leaders sometimes aren't sure where to start, or in our new age of educating, leaders need a trusted sounding board that allows them to be vulnerable and transparent, preventing loneliness at the top. The framework doesn't just help leaders, but also prevents teachers from burning out from too many initiatives and embracing teachers as they are the experts. Finally, the framework extends to the children, helping them get engaged in school and solving a nationwide problem. Alignment systems are frequently referred to as a key element of success in the improvement process. In the sport of rowing, all rowers must put their oars in the water, succinctly creating a system for their boat to reach maximum speed. So schools that want to improve are bringing in
The Systems Doctors
to teach them all about the alignment systems that must be in place for school improvement to be accomplished at high levels. The dynamic duo provides insights into educational topics through their international platform, which includes educators, parents, and community members as a way to support important entities that make communities thrive. This is their way to pay it forward and provide the support they needed through their platform. Take a look. People who work with the
Systems Doctors
describe them as an excellent and inspiring group of leaders. They get into the weeds of work with leaders through their TrustMate Institute that you should contact them about today by filling out the contact form on their website.
It's Super Saturday, everyone. Welcome to episode 203 of the REALL Academy, brought to you by Create and Educate with your very own Systems DoctHers, HERS. I'm Dr. Sheka Houston.
Good morning, everyone, and I am Dr. Tammy Taylor. Welcome.
Yes, welcome. And if this is your first time tuning in, you may be thinking, well, who are the Systems DoctHers?
And we are super glad that you asked. We are best-selling authors, speakers who transformed our schools with our report cards, moving up 2 and 3 levels in just a single year. We are award-winning leaders, STEAM School of Excellence, the Palmetto Silver Award of Academic Growth, Local Entrepreneurs Accelerator Program Award, Avid MC Selection, and most recently, Avid Global Achievement Nominee Selection for the elementary category. Congratulations, Sheka.
Well, the elementary category is yours, Tammy.
But I'm talking about yours.
Yes, I was nominated for Avid District Director of the Year. Thank you, Tammy. So we did all of this work together as
You are
trustees.
welcome.
Thank you. we did all of this work together as trustmates because it does not have to be lonely at the top. You do not have to work in a silo. And we are definitely here to support you every Saturday because we became the help that we once needed sitting in those chairs. So we are going to show you all of the ways that we create and educate so you can thrive, starting with the platform that you are watching right now. If you've missed the 202 episodes before this, go back to the YouTube channel and subscribe and view all of those things. Everything that we discuss around education has to do with our framework that we created. One of the most frequent questions that we receive is, how did you do what you did? How did you improve your schools? And the framework allows us to show people exactly what we did, and it makes what we did duplicatable in any setting because every setting is different, every school culture is different. The students and parents and communities and teachers that you're serving may be different than ours, but the framework puts it all together so that we are working on the same work that fits your specific area. We take our 5 super strengths and put them into 3 systems. And so that makes your work something that lives on beyond you. When I left my school to move up to the district level, they still continued the work because we had the right systems in place, and they came off of the list the next year without me being there. So systems are very powerful, frameworks are powerful, and making sure that your work continues without you there is very important. We also teach our real systems formula. And we also have a leadership coaching program that we are enrolling people in right now. We want you to be able to lead with confidence. Everybody needs a coach. That was our presentation at Coach Fest because everybody has blind spots. Everybody needs you to have that accountability partner, and everybody needs a trust mate. There are certain things that people who may have been assigned from your district or maybe assigned to your district that you may not feel as comfortable or you don't want to be as vulnerable with, and we could definitely be those trust mates for you that you could be completely vulnerable with. So we teach you our real systems process. Culture transformation is something that we specialize in. My school was a STEAM School of Excellence and also Palmetto Silver for academic growth. And there are several things for the elementary level as far as literacy is concerned, and multiple different things that Tammy definitely specializes in and could help you with. We have resources and professional development for schools. So there's multiple things that we could provide. One of the biggest things that we do for staffs that especially might be on a list is our belief discussion that just lets them know it starts with belief. You've got to believe in your students. You've got to believe in your capabilities. And if that belief is there, it builds the trust. And that's where a lot of times that work starts. Team building with a flair is something that we have done a lot with leadership teams, but it also continues with the teachers as well as the students because all of our team building for your chair, those are all aligned. But we also have your nature and your secret sauce. We call these our team-based personality assessments, and it lets you understand more about yourself, but also how those characteristics of yourself, how it the differences with how it interacts with you and your team. So there may be some blind spots, some things that you need to be aware of, and also your team members as you all find out how you all would work best together. The Resilience series is something that our new book has just been released. It's in pre-order right now. So Amir's Awakening, his amazing journey to ancient Egypt, should be coming to you very soon. But it is consists of our Resilience as My Superpower series. But it's a culturally relevant social and emotional learning project that focuses on respect, excellence, accountability, literacy, and leadership. So that's that framework again, because everything is aligned.
Yes, and the work that Sheka was sharing with you, especially with the team building, it's very important. And we know because it took us working with a team of people to see that forward movement. So when you are able to congeal with your team and learn what each other's preferences are and learn how to accentuate one another, those things just strengthen the team and the potentiality for success as an entire school. And we're so super excited to be with you every Saturday, which we call Super Saturday. And it is a part of our live stream network, the Fantastic Four. And we cannot tell you how humbling it is to be a part of such an amazing network of professional development each week. We begin each week on Saturday morning with Principal Sean Hurt, who is always bringing the fire, and we learn so much from him on the live stream as well as with him just meeting and helping us along the way. And then we follow, of course, at 10:30 with the Real Academy here with Sheka and I. And again, just so humble to be a part of that. And then following us is the principal's mentor, the leader of leaders, that is Principal Kafele at 10:55 with the AP and New Principals Academy. And then on Sunday, we close out that Fantastic Four with the PGP podcast with Dr. Mari Moreno and Principal Josh Tovar. So we ask that you like, share, subscribe, send stars, comment, do all the things on the platforms that are expected to be done to help us build our algorithms. So right now we say please and thank you. And we offer a special shout out to Pastor Angela Boyd, who we were able to be with on last night and had a wonderful experience with she and the ladies that were a part of our discussion.
Most definitely. And just to add on to what Tammy was giving a shout out for, we have three different pillars to our work. So we work with schools, we work with businesses. This is where marketing your business to schools comes in at. And then we also do work with churches, and bridging the generational divide in the church is what we presented at Pastor Boyd's church, because we are very excited about all the churches that are coming aboard with us for the collaborative project that we're going to be working on to bridge this generational divide in the church. So we're very excited about that. And as Tammy stated, just thankful that she had us to come in, and we had a fantastic time.
Great conversation. So we were really excited.
Most definitely. And so also shout out to Principal Kafele last week. His solo sessions, they're always on fire.
Oh,
We
yeah.
were taking notes the whole time. We are super excited to be joining him in Raleigh next week for the Leadership Institute. So if you have not registered, I believe that it's still time. Make sure that you register. We always leave with pages and pages of notes on
Yes.
fire, ready to go. So make sure you check that out if you haven't already.
Absolutely. Meet us in Raleigh.
Yes. And also, Josh, we're looking forward to being on with him and Dr. Moreno on tomorrow. So join us for a special announcement. We'll just be on for a few minutes, but thank you all for having us.
Yes. Thank y'all very much.
And normally, if we would be doing our real fam shout outs right now, I am going to be, as this broadcast in the background, putting your comments up. But we are pre recorded, so I won't be doing the shout outs right now, but I will be putting your names up in the background as you are watching. So please let us know who's here. Give us a shout out. We are so thankful that you're here. You could be doing multiple things on a Saturday, but you are intentional about being here with us every Saturday, and we do not take that lightly. So that brings us to episode 203 of the Real Academy. We are still talking about support plans. This is part 3 of support plans. We will be talking about how we are going to support students today. We've talked about parents, teachers, principals, and today we're going to be talking about those precious babies, those students. So Tammy's going to kick us off with the elementary babies.
Yes, and what we wanted to start with when we talk about our elementary age children, and Sheka made me realize how important it is to make sure that we emphasize how crucial having strong foundational skills are for our youngest learners. So we want to offer the kind of support in our early grades that allow for students to know that there are high expectations for them and that this work is important to their matriculation through the remainder of their lives, not just through the elementary school, but through middle and high schools on to being productive citizens. And much of that work is done by helping them to understand for us. We have the profile of a South Carolina graduate. So we start talking about that as soon as pre-K with our kids, so they understand that this is a part of a larger picture and that school is a place that you come to learn those things that you're going to need to know, not just today and not just tomorrow, not just next month, not just next year, but forever. So again, making sure that we're emphasizing how important it is to provide a strong foundation for our youngest learners. And sometimes that looks like supporting parents to help them to understand why it's important. Sometimes you'll hear parents say, oh, well, it's just kindergarten. I mean, when I'm getting on them about having missed 5 days in a row, it's just kindergarten. It is just kindergarten, but every part of what we do foundationally is always going to be super important. And that is where we give them their foundation in all of those skills that are going to take them through out the trajectory of their lives, reading, writing, math, but also teaching them how to self-regulate, because when you're small and sometimes you come from traumatic situations, you don't learn regulation. So all of those things are a part of providing a strong foundation for our children.
Most definitely, Tammy. And one of the biggest things that we had to focus on when children would transition from elementary school to middle school was making sure that parents and students knew that from at the elementary level, the most influential people in a child's life are their parents and their teachers. But once they transition to middle school, that changes and it becomes their peer group. And
Mm.
so, what we had to make sure students knew was that who you associate yourself with or who you decide to associate yourself with all of this new freedom that you have now, because it's not just sitting with your class anymore. They kind of, have a little bit more freedom to roam about, a little bit, still supervised at the middle school, but they sit where they would like to at lunch. And so making sure you choose people with like values, like goals, like paths is very important.
Mhm.
So making sure that they understand that dynamic of peer groups and how that can change the trajectory of your life is a big focus that we would start at the middle school.
And I love that you brought that up because that means that in the elementary school, one of the things that we need to be focusing on is ensuring that children learn how to make good decisions.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, most definitely. And that's why we're showing right now how vertical articulation is so important, because when you understand what we're going to be working on at the middle level, you can put in systems to be able to support that even more at the elementary level and vice versa.
Definitely.
The other thing that we know students need as they move up is that time management.
Mhm.
So, moving from potentially having just one teacher for all subjects or two teachers, sometimes if you all are departmentalized to four teachers, means that, students have to really understand you're going to be having possibly more assignments, more work, four different teachers. So you have to know how to plan things out. I would buy them agendas. We would show them how to map things out, how to plan things out. But it was also something that I needed to make sure as teachers understood too, that as you are planning test assessments, make sure everybody's not giving a test on Friday. We have to plan these out so that children are not stressed out and bogged down with everybody giving their test
Mhm.
on Friday. So that's the whole point of the planning period, and making sure that we're really supporting students by making sure we're intentional about our assignments and the work that we're given.
Yes, and I just have to take a moment and shout out my Avid Site team because we're going into year three
Hmm.
of organization being a continued focus for the school. So I'm hoping that Ms. Huff sees as our kids come to her that
Hmm.
they have learned some things about exactly what you were just saying. We do have some departmentalization at our elementary school, so they do get used to having multiple teachers. But we also try to emphasize how important it is to make sure you're keeping up with your assignments, that you have a place to keep those things, and ensure that we are making them accountable for having their notebook organized in a way. We're going to step that up this year with
Hmm.
frequent notebook checks. That's something that we're going to add. But just making sure that kids understand how important it is and why being organized will help them when they get to the middle and high school, and they have more freedoms and a locker and
Hmm.
all these other things that they've never experienced before.
Yes, I love that y'all have that focus and they'll be taking those skills with them. That's amazing. And so the other things that middle school students definitely need will be study skills, note taking skills, test prep skills, which Tammy mentioned Avid. Those Avid has so many great systems for that. But I want to make sure before we have to end that we get to high school. So
Yes.
students who are moving to high school, we have to make sure that they are developing critical thinking skills, that they know how to analyze information, that they are able to form an opinion and make informed decisions,
Mhm.
because their level of work is should be different than
Right.
elementary and middle school.
For
So,
sure. And they
mhm,
need to um, have an idea of what it is they're there for. You have to own your learning for the future that you see for yourself.
exactly. So developing that independence, and then we all at all levels just make sure that parents understand how to nurture their child's self-esteem and their confidence. One of the things that I try to pass on to parents. And as a parent myself, I've passed it on just in my home, that the person in the family who has the biggest impact on a child's self-esteem, whether they're girl or boy, is the dad. So when people know that, sometimes they can be intentional about certain things and making sure that our children have those affirmations and that confidence that they need to be confident in their abilities.
Mhm.
So thank you all for joining us. We are at our time, so please make sure that you join Principal Kafele next. Also, Josh and Dr. Moreno on Sunday, and right back here on Super Saturday, starting off with Principal Sean Hurt, who I know he was on fire this morning, even though we're pre-recorded. He always is.
Yes.
And then us at 10:30, and the whole lineup that Tammy mentioned. So you all have a great rest of your Saturday. We will see you all next week.
Yes, and we'll see you next week in Raleigh if you're coming.
Most definitely. Thank you.